Oh, really?
I love you, sweetie.
Me too. Call if you need us.
They bought it.
Please, Ferris, not only are you not the first person to fake being sick to get out of doing something, you're not even close to being the master. Before we get to the real masters of fake illnesses, let's get some vocabulary out of the way and then talk about what it isn't. A psychogenic disorder is when it originates from or it's entirely in your head. All mental illnesses are psychogenic, that should go without saying, but there are some physical illnesses that fall into this category as well. Pain and sexual dysfunction are two of the most popular culprits. If you have physical pain, but there's no test, x-ray, or scan that finds a reason, it's probably psychogenic. Pain is a gray area that can lead to the next step up the ladder, psychosomatic and somatoform disorders. These are when you actually have physical symptoms that can show up on tests, but the cause is still psychological. Again, pain is the major culprit here. However, it can also manifest in some of the strangest ways, like irritable bowel syndrome or other gastrointestinal issues. Anxiety and panic disorders could also be said to fall into this category, especially when they cause physical symptoms like heart palpitations or high blood pressure, or even hysterical blindness and paralysis. Now, before I get into the disorder that I really want to talk about, there are two similar behaviors that are important to differentiate. The first is hypochondriasis. If you're always on WebMD and constantly think that you're sick, that's one thing. Even if you go to the doctor and always make him run a test to find out that you're okay, that's another thing. If you do it to excess, you might want to see a therapist, but you definitely do not have what I'm about to talk about. The second is drug addicts. Specifically drug addicts who go to the ER with some sort of psychogenic pain looking to score. Doctors are aware of this and have to keep an eye out for it, but again, that's nothing compared to this. No, this is Munchausen Syndrome. People with this disorder take faking being sick to a whole new level. They'll often ingest or inject themselves with something that'll mimic the symptoms of another illness, then go to a doctor and pretend not to know why they're sick. They're often pretty knowledgeable about medicine and they're definitely not suicidal. So why do they do it? For YouTube views. I mean, attention. They want attention and sympathy from family, friends, doctors, nurses, coworkers, and whoever else will give them balloons. The thing is, they actually have physical symptoms that require medical attention, unlike hypochondriacs. And they're not just looking for the drugs to get them high like addicts. They just want attention, and because of that, they're not going to fake things that'll clear up in an hour or two. They'll often cause some serious harm by giving themselves sepsis or abscesses, or mimicking the symptoms of cancer in order to get chemotherapy. You might be asking yourself, how on earth do you mimic cancer in order to get chemotherapy? And since I don't want to provide a how-to in this video, let's just say that it doesn't take place at the diagnosis stage, but usually the treatment stage with some fake documents and moving cities and stuff like that. So how does someone get this disorder? Well, usually it's because they grew up around someone who is chronically ill. They saw a parent or a sibling always getting all of the care and attention. So as they grew up and they continued to feel neglected, they started inducing illness and saw that they started to get that same attention. Munchausen's is extremely difficult to detect because the person really does have physical symptoms that require treatment. It's also not illegal. You may be wasting your doctor's time with your self-induced illness, but it is something that requires medical attention. If anything, you're just costing yourself and your insurance company money. You're also hurting your credibility by crying wolf all the time. If you do it often enough, your friends and family are going to get wise and stop giving you the attention that you crave. Your doctors might too, but they can't turn you away if you have actual life-threatening symptoms. So really, in the end, the only person you're hurting is yourself. And here's where we jump the fence. There's another tier to this disorder called Munchausen by proxy. This is when you're just too chicken to make yourself sick, but you still want that attention so bad, so you make someone else sick. Usually it's a child, elderly person, or disabled person. The normal do-it-to-yourself Munchausen's is more prevalent in men, but Munchausen by proxy is more prevalent in women. This could be because women are still primarily the caregivers in our society. The idea here is that by having a chronically ill child, the neighborhood will rally to your side and use words like brave and strong when they describe you, while not knowing that you're secretly poisoning the kid. Many doctors have been trying to get the DSM to remove the term Munchausen by proxy and replace it with what it really is: medical abuse, child abuse, and attempted murder. And now to add a whole new layer of awful, something that's only sprung up in the last few years: Munchausen by internet. Obviously, it's pretty easy to fake an illness on the internet for sympathy, but this takes it a little bit further. You've probably heard cases of this, you just didn't hear it called Munchausen by internet. But this is when someone with their self-induced illness or poisoned child goes to the internet and elicits donations for their medical care. This is fraud and illegal. This disorder is so incredibly rare that it's not worth thinking about or accusing people of. It's also really hard for me to come up with my usual ending tagline for this one. Maybe if you had an aunt that had ALS for like 10 years and now you have a cousin who's mysteriously getting diagnosed and cured of different types of cancer, or you see a GoFundMe page for chemotherapy for someone's daughter who looks weirdly healthy. Really, it's just a good idea not to donate to anyone that you don't know online, so maybe now you'll know better. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, go ahead and give that like button a click. If you'd like to see more from me, I put out new videos every weekend in addition to these random ones, so go ahead and give that subscribe button a shave. Yes, I did actually shave my head and eyebrows for this, so imagine what I'll do for that 250 video. So be sure to share this video with your friends. In the meantime, if you'd like to see one of my older videos, how about this one?